Jerry Rice looking to hook up with quarterback Steve Young today. If Rice catches 2 touchdown passes from Steve Young today, they become the all-time touchdown duo in NFL history. As we welcome you back to Fox NFL Sunday. Later today, it's the Eagles against the Broncos. 2 teams headed in opposite directions. The winless Eagles go back to Bobby Hoying at quarterback. He was benched last week, as you may recall. As for the undefeated Broncos, a decision on whether John Elway plays today won't be made until just before game time. But, Terry, it's not today's game that matters most to Elway. He wants to win back-to-back Super Bowls just like our co-host here.
You know, I have been up all night. Actually got here at the studio at 4 a.m. this morning trying to figure out how to intro this little piece. I've even solicited the help from my cohorts here. Simply put, a lot of people find this hard to believe, but I find John Elway to be the most complete quarterback that's ever played in the National Football League. I went to Denver to sit down with a guy that's definitely on a Rocky Mountain high.
Josh avoids pressure, steps up, can run. Inside the 10, inside the 5. Elway lowers his shoulders and dives to the 2. He's got another first down.
When I think of Super Bowl that you played in, I only remember one thing you did.
The 37-year-old making it happen with his legs.
After the Super Bowl, I just went and sat in my room. I said, you know, all the naysayers from my whole career and everything that I've ever done was just completed.
When did you come down, or have you?
When I watch the end of the game, I still cry. I mean, it still gets me going like unbelievably. But I'm glad that we could start this year because now it's another challenge for us to go back and, you know, try to repeat one.
John, 2 different thoughts. We could go for the H2 or the double go. Or do you think we should run it?
What would happen, say, that you had Mike Shanahan as your coach your whole career, and Dan Marino had Jimmy Johnson? Would that make a difference? Is that important, John?
Sure, it's important. You know, I mean, I think that you know, not to be negative on anybody, but yeah, I mean, if Mike had been here my whole career, I mean, I can't tell you how many times I thought about saying, golly, I wish I was 26, and been able to play in this system because it's a great system. It's quarterback friendly. Would I change what I have now to go back and attempt to do that? No, I probably wouldn't do that, just because I wouldn't want to risk it, because I'm happy with where I am right now. But to think back and fantasize what would have happened if I was in the system the whole time, sure, that's fun. But the bottom line is, man, I can go look at home and look at that little box, see that ring, and that's really all that counts.
What did you learn the most from? Did you learn the most from winning last year, or did you learn the most from losing Super Bowls? What's made you the best?
Well, I think probably losing those has made me mentally a heck of a lot tougher than I ever would have been if I'd have won them. And I think it made this win that much more special because, you know, you worked so hard to get it. It was 8 years since the last time we got one, and then, you know, to be able to accomplish that one game kind of epitomized my whole career.
It was an exorcism.
Exactly. And so, I mean, that was the pressure and everything that was taken off my shoulders, and the way my career would be looked at was like looking at the sun and looking at the moon. I mean, it was totally changed.
If you do retire, let's say, would you even consider being part owner?
Sure. Would I like to be a part owner when you look on the outside and be a part of football still? Sure. All that stuff looks good, but you still have to look on the other side and the return and all those type of things of what you're getting out of it. And no, do I want to spend as much money as they're paying for these franchises now just to be a part of it? No, it would have to be economically viable for me to do that.
Like, sweet!
No one's won 3 in a row.
Well, let's win 2, and then we'll worry about that.
Exactly, but no one's won 3 in a row. You win 2 in a row. I know you'll be back for the. You got to be the.
If we win 2 in a row, that means I played pretty well.
Yeah. So I know you'll be back if you win 2 in a row. Right?
Yeah.
Shots. Yep. Well, you know, I would be the one that would have to go to Denver, sit Elway down, and be the one to pull out of him if the Broncos win back-to-back Super Bowls. That Elway, Bronco fans, will be back next year.
I did that.
You're the one that said that, not him. He just went, yeah.
He said yes.
No, you got
Time now for our Fox Energizer playbook. And, of course, the decision on whether or not John Elway will start will be a game-time decision. But in terms of the Broncos scheme, what difference does it make if it's Brister or Elway?
Okay, first of all, John Elway has a pull hamstring. Today also has a bad back, so it will be, I think it's the back more than a hamstring today. Now, the reason Bubby Brister, the backup, is fine, the reason is that so much of their offense is predicated off of Terrell Davis. If he's running the ball well, then they take their quarterback, play action, and get him outside.
Let's show it.
Without Elway in there, Elway will not be running outside, so therefore Howie and Pick, linebackers, can key on Terrell and not worry about bootlegs. Here's a famous play Terrell Davis likes to run. Elway back.
Now, as a defensive end, I have to bite in on Terrell Davis. Have to. There was a time in John Elway's career when he didn't have a Terrell Davis, and the first thing they told our defensive end, go knock the snot out of John Elway.
So now not only is Terrell Davis dangerous here, but he's dangerous on the cutback, and that forces Howie as a defensive end to crash down and play me. So now look at what this sets up.
But if John's in today, you don't have to worry about this play. But if Bubby's in here, you have to worry about this tight end to the left. JB looks like a tight end.
Go get him, JB.
You got to be over 280. Ready? Play out. Ride him in. Now, inside, I'm outside. Boom, he's behind him. Touchdown call, JB.
Yes.
The backer bites up on the play fake. The defensive end bites in on Terrell Davis, and obviously he has a couple of steps on everyone. Backer gets behind, gets in front, wide receiver.
Also, they'll do it from the slot, Howie, where McCaffrey will come down inside, you disappear, and then he'll come back to the outside. Same thing. Vacate that area. That's why Brister will play today if Elway can't go. If Elway plays, you will not see this play at all.
And the Eagles know it.
Yes, they do.
Just because they gave me his belt and wardrobe, he's saying I'm over 280 right now. Anyway, kickoff is just minutes away, but right now it's time to check out this year's clutch performers. And when we open our Pizza Hut Deliveries pizza box, we find out that 2 Vikings have been killer in the clutch. That's right, Randall and Randy, the explosive quarterback-receiver combo in Minnesota, have each put the Vikes ahead for good 3 times this season. That's more than anyone else in the NFL. When we come back, more with the lightweight Terry Bradshaw.